watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted best of Pahrump for 4 years. Give them a call, 775-727-9900. News 25 is also brought to you by Gunny's Air Conditioning and Heating. New, service, and repair. Call Gunny's, 775-727-6800.
Hello and welcome to this edition of News 25. I'm Unette Gentry. It is Thursday, the 30th, the last day of November. In our top story, a hit and run unfortunately results in the death of 2 Nevada state troopers in Las Vegas. RJ Camacho has more on this story.
Early this morning, 2 Nevada state troopers were killed while conducting an investigation on a motorist who appeared to be sleeping on the I-15 at Washington Avenue in Vegas.
First, on behalf of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, I want to begin by expressing our deepest condolences to the families of the fallen troopers and to our fellow brothers and sisters at the Nevada State Police. I've also spoken with Governor Joe Lombardo, who also sends his deepest condolences during this very difficult time.
The 2 troopers were struck by a white Chevrolet HRR that then fled the scene. One of the troopers died at the scene while the other was transported to UMC Trauma, where they later died. Officers conducted a funeral procession along the I-15 that began at Washington Avenue and ended at the Clark County Coroner's Office. Officers later located and apprehended the suspect at 8 a.m. this morning.
Officers were able to locate the vehicle unoccupied in an apartment complex near J Street and Monroe Avenue around 8 this morning. Through our investigative measures, we were able to locate and apprehend the suspect. I want to remind everyone that this remains a dynamic and ongoing investigation being led by the LVMPD Homicide Section. A future update will be provided when additional information is available.
Currently, the name of the suspect cannot be given out at this time due to the investigation still being conducted. To any who has information regarding this case, you can call LVMPD's Homicide Section at 702-828-3521. And to remain anonymous, you can either call Crime Stoppers at 702-385-5555 or go to crimestoppersofnv.com.
Being a public servant and serving this community, being a first responder in this valley is something that we all enjoy. It's something that we know we do with the support of everybody we serve. And right now, during this very tragic time, the Nevada State Police is going to need that love and support from the community more than ever.
Turning now to international news, the ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas is extended 1 more day. However, the possibility for any further extensions is beginning to look like more and more of a challenge.
Just minutes before the ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas expired, it was announced to be extended by 1 more additional day in order to allow for more hostage exchanges. Earlier today, on November 30th, Hamas had freed 2 Israeli women, with more hostages expected to be released later in the day, according to the Israeli military. While news of an extension for the war is good, especially considering the surmounting death toll of Palestinian civilians, further extensions have been reported to possibly be more difficult due to Hamas being expected to set a higher price for any remaining hostages, especially since Hamas has already freed the majority of the women and children that were kidnapped on October 7th when the attack that sparked the war occurred. It's likely that they'll demand a higher price for both civilian men and soldiers alike. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken stated how he hopes the ceasefire can be further extended so that more hostages can be released from Hamas, adding that the process thus far has been producing results. Both the countries of Qatar and Egypt, which have played a crucial role in mediating between Hamas and Israel, are also seeking to prolong the deal an additional 2 days. This is according to Diana Rashwan, the head of Egypt's State Information Service. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu Netanyahu, has been facing surmounting pressure, not just internationally, but from families of the hostages as well. This is in hopes that he keeps the ceasefire agreement going in order for the release of more hostages. However, what's been described as Netanyahu's far-right partners are pushing for the prime minister to continue the war until Hamas is destroyed. Israel has stated that they will maintain the truce contingent on Hamas releasing captives. However, once the terrorist organization ceases to release any more hostages, the war will continue, with Israel's goal being the complete dismantle of Hamas. However, pressure to maintain the ceasefire agreement isn't the only kind of pressure the country of Israel is facing. The U.S. has stated to Israel that the country must work diligently to avoid any further displacement of Palestinian civilians in southern Gaza, should they renew their ground campaign. Currently, more than 1.7 million Palestinians have been displaced from the war in Gaza, according to the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs. As of November 23rd, these Palestinians are primarily from northern Gaza who fled to the south to avoid facing further bombing. White House National Security Council spokesman John Kirby spoke on the matter as well and stated that Israel has been receptive so far when the U.S. officials have raised any issues regarding the war. He went on to state that, now you have an added population of hundreds of thousands more in the south that you didn't have before the Israeli military moved into Gaza City. So it's even all that more of an added burden on Israel to make sure that they start to plan for operations in the south, what that looks like, that they have properly accounted for the extra innocent life that is now in South Gaza.
News 25 will return after this.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. This segment of the news is brought to you by Pahrump's United Rentals. From home to job site, they have all your equipment needs. Call 775-990-4260.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, a Las Vegas man is now indicted for threatening U.S. senators and their families. David Preston has this updated story.
In our follow-up story from October 31st, a Las Vegas man is facing 3 federal charges related to threatening a U.S. senator from Nevada and the immediate family members of 2 senators. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office, 43-year-old John Anthony Miller started making numerous threats, leaving anti-Semitic and threatening voicemails to Senator Jackie Rosen on October 17th, including threatening the assault and murder of the senator with intent to intimidate or interfere with Rosen while she is engaging in her performance of official duties or for the retaliation of prior actions. The following week, on October 24th and 25th, Miller continued to make threats, this time to immediate family members of 2 U.S. senators. John Anthony Miller was arrested on October 26th, per our original reporting. Miller is now facing the following charges after a federal grand jury returned 3 indictments: 1 count of threatening a federal official, 2 counts of influencing, impeding, or retaliating against a federal official by threatening a family member. Miller could face up to 10 years in prison. News 25 will continue to update you on this story.
It may be the last day of the month, but from now on, November will officially be known as National Hospice and Palliative Care Month, thanks to new legislation passed in the Senate.
Resolution itself was endorsed by both the Coalition to Transform Advanced Care and the National Hospice and Palliative Care Organization. The senators themselves spoke on the matter, Jackie Rosen talking about how she knows just how important the assistance of long-term palliative care providers can be for both families and caregivers, referencing the care she herself did for her own parents and in-laws. Senator Barrasso spoke as well, stating that, as a doctor, I have seen firsthand how important palliative care is for the comfort to patients and their families. Hospice gives patients the highest quality of comfort and care when they need it most.
Well, are you decorating your home this Christmas season? Samantha Harris of Valley Electric Association has some helpful tips to keep you and your family safe and secure, and to help you reduce those electrical costs associated with the Christmas holiday.
This segment of News 25 is brought to you by Valley Electric and its family of companies focused on serving our members. We're better together.
The holidays are a time for family, friends, and festive cheer. But amidst all the excitement, it's crucial to remember that decorating for the holidays can also pose safety hazards. Here are some tips to help you deck the halls safely this season. Choosing and caring for a Christmas tree. Opt for a fresh-cut tree, as they are less likely to dry out and become a fire hazard. Inspect the tree for cracks or breaks in the trunk, which may indicate instability or weakness. Water the tree regularly to keep it hydrated and reduce the risk of it catching fire. Place the tree away from heat sources such as fireplaces and radiators to prevent it from drying out too quickly. Stringing lights safely. Carefully inspect all lights for frayed or damaged wires and discard any that are compromised when decorating outdoors. Use only lights specifically labeled for outdoor use to ensure they can withstand the elements. Avoid overloading outlets or extension cords by evenly distributing the lights and using multiple outlets if necessary. Turn off lights when leaving the house or going to bed to prevent overheating and potential fire hazards. Handling candles with caution. Never leave candles unattended, as even a small flame can quickly spread and cause a fire. Keep candles away from flammable materials such as curtains, paper, and Christmas trees to prevent accidental ignition. Use sturdy candle holders that won't tip over easily, especially when placing candles on surfaces that may be jarred or bumped. General safety precautions. Use stable ladders when decorating high places to prevent falls and injuries. Wear gloves when handling decorations with sharp edges or points to protect your hands from cuts or punctures. Decorating for the holidays should be a fun and enjoyable experience for everyone. By following these simple safety tips, you can ensure that your family and home are safe throughout the holiday season. Take precautions, spread holiday cheer, and enjoy the festive spirit responsibly. Thank you for your time.
Don't grab that remote. News 25 will be right back after this break.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back. Pahrump Church St. Martin's in the Desert holds its First Friday event each month featuring arts, crafts, fun, and live music. John Love from the band Fair to Midland is giving us a sample of what to expect at the next event.
It's going to be the First Friday. They just call it First Friday, and First Friday just happens to be the 1st of December, so it's this Friday. We're going to have it at the St. Martin's Episcopal Church, which I'm not sure the house number there, the actual street number, but I know it's just at the corner of Lola and Irene. It'll be from 10 to 2. There will be crafters and people that have baked goods and sweets and treats. And Santa Claus is supposed to be there to take some pictures with the kids. And Eric and I are going to perform kind of off and on. We also do an open mic, so if anybody wants to showcase their own talent, feel free, come on. There's 4 hours of time to fill. So there's plenty of room, for anybody. We do ask you bring your own instruments though. And then, or if you want to, Eric can probably dial up a karaoke thing and we'll have the whole speaker set up and everything like that for the show. It'll be a raucous good time. I guess where we've settled in is parodies. Ever since Weird Al is like the last guy that ever did them. Way back in the old days, it was Alan Sherman. But then there was a big long gap in between. Nobody did anything. And then there was Weird Al. And so we've kind of picked up from there. Weird Al hasn't done too much lately. And so, by the way, I went to college with Weird Al. We both were students at the same time at Cal Poly in San Luis Obispo, California. But one day I'm walking along and my dog is in my way. I'm stepping on him and, not on purpose, or he just wants to be with me. And I said, Sharky, you are always in my way. And boom, out came the song. So, you are always in my way. You are always in my way. In the Rogue again. On an adventure in my Rogue again. Takes me places that I haven't ever been. So I'm jumping in my Nissan Rogue again. Mamas, don't let your cowboys grow up to be babies. Let them go outside and play in the mud. Scuff up their knees and get scratched till there's blood. Mamas, don't let your cowboys grow up to be babies. They test their limits by climbing that tree. To overcome fear, can't you see?
Here's Mikey with your weekend road trip tip that you and your date can have fun on.
Looking to get away this weekend, just about an hour away, the China Ranch Date Farm. Owner of the farm, Brian Brown, stopped by to tell us all about it.
So we started planting date palms in about 1989. Now we have 25 acres of trees, about 1,500 trees. The fruit from Phoenix dactylifera date palms, which evolved in North Africa and the Holy Land, Arabia, that type of place, which is just about analogous to our climate here. So the trees do very well. They're real tough, real durable, and they put out hundreds of pounds per year of this very luscious, nutritious fruit. And most people maybe have had a date in granola or fruit cake or something like that. And but they're just freestanding by themselves. They're very good, and you can do all manner of cooking with them. They're considered a superfood. We put out about 50 to 60,000 pounds a year. It's very labor intensive. Dates, unfortunately, don't lend themselves to much mechanization, so it just requires lots of sets of hands. We opened to the public and put up the gift shop and bakery and opened to the public in 1996. Not sure if it was going to work or not, actually. We lived there long, but it takes a while for the trees to get up and bearing. And so we were both, my wife and I both had off the farm jobs while we developed that. And once we opened it, it immediately became very popular, and we realized, hey, we got something here. And so Tecopa has natural hot springs, several different ones that are little commercial enterprises. There's a nice little cafe and a brewery there in Tecopa now. So it's a fun day for an outing. And this is all 45 minutes from Pahrump.
Check them out online at chinaranch.com.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
And let's take a look outside through our Lerner and Rowe WeatherCam at this gloomy last day of November. Scattered clouds and little snow and little rain in the atmosphere. It's very cold outside. A closer look at weather after the break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios up and down the East Country Radio Network and your mobile device, www.kpvm.tv. Excellent website. 8 big channels of digital entertainment. Get some. Fernley, 45 degrees. We see weather twins in Fallon and Carson City at 46. Out in Tonopah, chilly, 39 degrees, 20 tonight. Oh my gosh. Put on a sweater. Out in Goldfield, it's 42. Beatty, outstanding and unique at 55. The way you do in Beatty. Out in Amargosa, it's 59 degrees. Our Hot Spot Award winner, kind of hot. 58 in Las Vegas and 66 out in Death Valley means the Paradise Pahrump must be nice and toasty. Let's take a look. 51 degrees. Not too shabby. 56 just a little bit earlier. Beautiful fall day under partly cloudy skies. Gorgeous sunset. The sun rose this morning at 6:35, and you saw it go away at 4:29. Still might be some color in the sky up there. Low tonight, 35 degrees. Yes, it's getting a bit chilly. And that humidity at 53% really, makes it present. Even with winds at 4 miles per hour. Yeah, it's cold out there. How about tomorrow? Rest of the lake. Sunshine tomorrow. Nice. It'll warm up a little bit, 58 degrees. 58 degrees on Saturday. Sunday, starting a nice warming trend, 61 up to 71 by Wednesday with clear skies. I think I picked out my favorite day of the week already. It's going to be Wednesday at 71. Looks like we're going to get a nice little fall week of interesting weather. Cool, warm, all of it. It's like a potpourri. Back to the desk. Here's UNET.
Thanks, John. And this November 30th, I have 4 very special birthday shout-outs. The first is to my best friend from college and cancer survivor, Katina Funches. I'd also like to say happy birthday to Carrie Ford, one of my academic mentors and heroes in scholastic endeavors at CSN. Also, happy birthday to KPVM's own Missy Kohler. And finally, last but not least, happy birthday to my Aunt Joyce, and hello to her husband, Uncle Sibo, who watches News 25 each and every newscast. Everyone have a great day out there. Thanks for tuning in, and good night.